Hey guys, it's Rainbow here, back again with another video. That means 3 videos in a row. I know this upload is kind of late if you're watching it when it goes live. I had some trouble editing this video. I have trouble editing all videos, and I probably should edit them the night before so that they could go up on time, because I'm smart like that. But this time around we're doing another acrylic paint, but it's not on paper this time, it's on glass. As you can see, I'm painting Bakugo from My Hero Academia. He's honestly one of my favorite characters, and out of all the My Hero characters I didn't have any paintings of him. I have one of Shoto that I posted over a year ago, so actually no, under a year ago. It will be a year soon. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I also have a painting I did not record, of Deku. It's a very kind of simple painting, but I didn't have any of Bakugo. And Bakugo is actually one of my favorite characters, so it's surprising that it took this long to have a painting of him. So honestly, this painting was so hard. Everything, just mixing the paint this time around was so weird. Like, I literally couldn't do it. I don't know why. You can see here that I'm mixing paints into a glass jar. That's because I'm mixing the base coat for like skin tones. This is the basic skin tone mix I use. So like honestly just adding some blue or some black to go darker, adding some white to go lighter. So I put it in that container because I usually mix so much or too much skin tone to use, and then it ends up going to waste and I waste my paint. So I decided to do it in a jar this time around so that I could keep it and just close up the jar and it would stay fresh. That's a tip for painting. Like, if you put it in a container, it doesn't dry out instead of leaving it out. You can kind of see my paint palette's kind of dirty too. Like, I didn't do my best cleaning it. But I'm looking at a reference. You probably can't see the reference that well. It's in like the top right corner. But honestly, I thought this painting was gonna turn out like 10 times better than it did. So the base coat is actually just like the base line art is done with Posca pens. And like, I saw some other people do glass paintings and they used Posca pens and they didn't have any problems with it. But for some reason, my Posca pen decided to smudge. And it was kind of too late to go fix it because there was already like a layer of paint after I noticed. So if I go back and fix it, I'd have to wipe off all the paint anyway. And I think this is like where I noticed it, and I was kind of mad because like it took so long and it just didn't turn out well. And then also, I thought when I mixed the skin tone, I made it darker. Obviously, I didn't make it dark enough because it's barely visible that it's darker. Like, I'm even looking at it now, and it's just like one shade darker. I should have made it way darker, and I probably should have made the original skin tone way lighter. But this piece, just the amount of layers of paint you have to paint on it, because like every time, if you're seeing that when I'm flipping it, I'm seeing like how much light is still coming through. So I had to layer and layer and layer and layer so many layers of paint. And then like at the end, I kind of got fed up. So I just like, because like at that point you can't see paint coming through, you just need to block out the light being able to pass through the glass. So I was just layering just a generic color that would match, sort of. And like, it is so hard doing glass paintings. Like, if you're gonna do it, get ready for a struggle for sure. It is not easy. And then even Bakugo's hair color is like off. It should be like less yellow tone. I should have maybe added some more brown to his hair. Like, when I start painting it, it's very yellow. But his eyes, I wish I was gonna put glitter in his eyes, but then I ended up changing my mind because some people do glitter, and then I was too lazy to look for the glitter. Unlike traditional painting, glass painting is just like, you literally have to work backwards. You have to do the shading first, and then the lighter colors, and then, or like the shading and the highlights are what most people do first, because you can just afterwards layer the normal color on top and it won't really be a problem. So yeah, I tried to work in a professional kind of shading and then highlights and like but obviously that didn't work. Like, I was working as much as I can because, like, also I had to wait for it to dry before I could paint another layer so it wouldn't smudge anymore. Like, I ended up using a blow dryer. I literally was just like sitting there blow drying it for like 5 minutes at a time just so I could do another layer of paint, because like I have no patience, one, and two, like, recording is so much more harder when I have to wait. Also, like, just in general, the paint just started smudging with the black, so there's like some spots that are like very smudged, but I mean, it kind of also fits the painting because, like, if you've seen My Hero Academia, obviously spoilers, but this is from season 3, so like, if you're that behind, there's kind of a problem because season 5 is coming out soon. But like, there's a fight scene between Bakugo and Deku, and Bakugo is like all beat up, and like those are all like kind of like scratches on his face, and so it kind of gives it like this kind of like dirty kind of fight-esque. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, yeah. Like, honestly, I'm more happy of how it turned out than it was during the process. Like, I've been staring at this thing for like I think I finished this on Monday, so like 2 days, and in my okay lighted room, it doesn't look that bad. Like, as you guys can see, I keep flipping it over just to check, and I had to keep mixing paint colors just so to layer on top, because if it's not completely dry, like, the color you mix, or like the color you put on top is gonna show through. And like, I even cleaned this, like, there were so many fingerprints on it, and it's so hard to just like stay in the lines. Like, I was using a small paintbrush, the same paintbrush I've used in the last 3 videos. It's my go-to paintbrush. It's not even an acrylic paintbrush, it is it's a watercolor paintbrush, and I just use yeah, it's a watercolor paintbrush, and I just use it for literally everything. And probably shouldn't do that because it's meant for watercolor, and I'm just ruining it by using it with acrylic paint. But like, it's one of the only paintbrushes I have that isn't completely destroyed, because I don't clean my paintbrushes as I should, which is a bad habit of mine. But like, I'm like so close to done here, but like, even though, like, you can see I flipped it over, I didn't even realize the camera pulled out here. Yeah, also another problem is I keep shifting the piece closer down each time. So like, there's some parts you couldn't even see me working on it, and I need to like mark off my desk when I record sometimes, just so that it's in, like, the pieces in frame. Like, smaller pieces are easier to keep in frame, like my watercolor ones I tape down and everything. And like, the Darth Vader piece was just so big, like, it was hard to keep it in frame the whole time, but this piece I could have kept in frame. And you can see the amount of paint I got on my desk this time. I also had a nail filer, as you can see, that black and silver thing, to the on the right side of the screen beside the water bowl. You can also see my coffee mug, that's great. But the nail filer actually kind of helped, because I was just kind of like, once the paint dried, if I didn't clean it in time, I would just kind of like go on the edges and clean it off, because like, it was so hard. And you can see, like, I'm covering all the areas now with like just the general skin tone, even the darker areas, just because like, I was too lazy to mix more paint, and at that point, like, you just had to keep coating it so that none of the light could get through, and like, once that's done, you're good. So yeah, but pretty much, like, this piece, glass painting I thought would be easier, but like, the people who do glass painting and it turns out nice, like, you have a talent that I wish I had. Like, mine didn't turn out bad. Like, I might do another one eventually, and it might turn out better, hopefully, because I've learned a lot from this piece, and I learned that shading and like coloring and like just the shapes in general, and Posca pens aren't super reliable. Yeah. Like, I don't know if it was because, like, the thing is, I didn't just do the Posca pen like an hour before. It's been sitting there for like 2 weeks, because I was gonna paint this, but then I didn't have, this was actually gonna be the first video up on the channel, but I didn't have any white paint to mix skin tones and like anything, so I was like, you know what, I'll just do a watercolor painting, because I have all the supplies for that, and I just need to draw out the sketch, so that will be easy. And then I was gonna do it last week, but then I was like, you know what, I'll just finish Darth Vader. And then I was like, you know, finally, we're back again. Like, next week will probably be more of a chill video. I'm thinking of doing a full sketchbook tour because I have 2 completed sketchbooks and I'm about to complete my 3rd one. So I won't do them all 3 in a row. They'll do it all separate videos. I think I'll do like 1 next week and then 1 in like 3 weeks and then maybe 1 in like 6, 7 weeks. So yeah. And I'm gonna start my new sketchbook. My new sketchbook is actually smaller than all my other sketchbooks, which is interesting. It's actually a sketchbook I made at school right before coronavirus happened, and that was supposed to be our sketchbook for school, but I never got to use it, and like coronavirus happened and it was just kind of sitting in my bag. Like I didn't even put a cover on it yet until like last week, so it was just sitting in my bag and I didn't use it, and then I ended up using a sketchbook I got as a gift for Christmas. So that one's about to be finished. It just has so many sketches in it at this point because I finally figured out how to actually use the sketchbook properly. Yay! But I also have tons of sketchbooks that need to be filled. And I want to, like, it literally took me a whole year to fill a sketchbook, which, like, I wish like, it's a good time frame, but I wish I could go faster. And I think now that I've developed really how to draw better and how to actually use a sketchbook and not just have finished pieces in a sketchbook, because I know a lot of people like have like this nice sketchbook with all finished pieces in it, but it's like that's just asking for too much. Sketchbooks really should be drawings and practice and just figure drawing and hand referencing, and like there should be completed pieces, of course, because maybe you like a drawing that you did and you want to complete it. Of course there should be completed stuff in it, but there also should be your practice and everything that you want. Like, you don't even have to show people your sketchbook. That's what I kind of like about it, because it's more of a private thing. And like, yeah, people will like to go through sketchbooks and stuff and just see, but like, especially in the last couple months, I've been doing so much figure drawing and just reference drawing and stuff. So like all my drawings are just like quick sketches and whatever. So like literally, I want to say maybe 60 to 70% of my sketchbook is completely filled with sketches. And now that I just noticed that this is the end of the video, I guess I'll just say goodbye, and this is Rainbowlicious signing off. See you in the next one, guys!
Moshi moshi.